drawing a beautiful beagle using my Krita app on my computer, but I've just realised I've got to figure out, hang on just a second, my screen. Why is my screen not letting me touch screen it? Hang on. Oh, nope. Open. Just got to wait for it to open. Why have I not got my pen up here? Over here, hang on. Krita. Where was it? I've got to find my appy thing that I can get my pen to work. Huion. Nope. Yes. Is that it? There we go. Pen display. Pen display. Working area. I want it to be there. How do I go there? Go there. Move. Move it. Move it. There we go. Now it should work. Okay. Yep, now it's working. Okay, cool. I figured that out. Takes me a minute, but we get there. Okay, so I'm going to start. Whoops, a daisy. My screen's gone all weird. Put that back where it belongs. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to start with just a simple black pencil. Tool options. No, maybe not. Advanced colour. We'll go to that. Where's my, oh, here's my brush presets down here. So I'm going to start, because I haven't drawn for a while. It's been a little while. I'm going to use my fountain pen. I'm going to go to a brownie reddy grey. I'll just take my red round to that side. And I'll go a pinky grey for the base drawing. And I will start, so I've got the opacity high. I'm going to start with the outline. Get everything sort of roughly where I want it. And I'll measure, I sort of work by eye, but I can measure and adjust as I go. I'm just looking at the angles and the shape of this dog's head. I like the angles that the photo was taken. So I picked this one out of a number of photos, but I really liked that it had expression. It had the angle, the tilt of the head was really nice. So I'm going to see if I can pull this picture up on my iPad as well. Oh, I don't have it on my iPad. That was smart. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So his head, I've just got to use my hand up there. So his top of his head and his nose is almost the same. So if I measure the top of his head to his ear, it's about almost half the width. The angle of his nostrils. Then his mouth comes down almost straight. He's got a looby lips, very cute looby lips. Very dark under there. I can adjust and readjust as I need. Now this comes down to almost to his ear, like that. He's got a stripe on his head, as most beagles do have multicoloured little faces. I'll just mark in his where his patches will be. His eyes are quite large, so I'll just quickly draw those, just a shape in. Now his eye is about the same size as his nose, the angle that I'm looking at. I've got to bring his ear up there a little bit more. Draw his iris. You see a little bit of the white of his eye. This is going to be fun to draw his fur as well. Another reason I like this dog, this picture, is because of the texture. He had gorgeous texture on his fur. Now his bottom lip comes down here. I use a very traditional technique in my drawing, even digitally. I tend to stick to just like 2 layers. Hello, Beanie. How are you? How are you? Welcome in. How's your day been? They've got quite gorgeous little neck. Now I've realised I've got to round him off a bit more, I think. Got to round him off. I'm just looking at his head. I think I've made him a little bit too deep here, so where's my eraser? I've forgotten. Oh, no, it's not eraser. It's not that one. It's that one. Nope. I'll just press the button and erase it that way because I'm very rusty with, I haven't drawn for a while. I've been doing scribbles on my iPad and a little bit on paper. I'm tired. What about you? Yeah, I'm pretty good, Dale. I'm pretty good. I'm energised and ready to do art. It's been a while. Had a good sleep last night, so it's morning here. I think I've got to drop that down a fraction. And I see I've got to take that lippy bit down to there, like that. My day was okay, very good. Good to hear. Good to hear. It's Monday here. Monday morning. What time is it? 10:59. Oh, God, it's nearly lunchtime. Geez, that went fast. Mainly draw and doodle on paper. Yeah, I do. I used to. And then I found digital. Oh, my goodness. I'm a watercolourist by nature, by birth. And I love ink. I adore ink. But I just picked up in the last year or so digital and found it so freeing. It's good fun. Very forgiving. Very forgiving. Yeah, and I'm really enjoying it. And I would never have thought in a million years I'd get into digital, but I'm really loving it, loving the freedom it gives me. And I can just print out my pieces when they're done. 3:02 a.m. Are you in England? That sounds like an English time zone. Come down here. I've got to change his face a little bit. As I see things, I'll adjust. Now he's probably a little bit wider up here. I've got to round his face off a little bit more, like that. He looks a bit more like a Labrador at the moment. I'm just having a look at him. What have I done? What have I done? No? Okay. America? Somewhere? I'll keep guessing until I get it. Yeah, I'll adjust this and readjust this. I'm just looking at each part of his little face, trying to figure, what have I done? What have I done? Well, I've got to change the shape of his iris for a start. The eyes are right. There's a patch of fur there. I think I've got to take that up a fraction. Not in England. Okay, I'll guess. Next guess. US? I'm trying to think where on earth would be that time of night. Not in America. Oh, wow. Now I'm confused. Okay, Netherlands? Ah. You've got me. You've got me intrigued. I'm not very good at time zones. I think it looks cute. Thank you. Thank you. He's a bit wonky. I think I've got to shorten his nose. I've got his nose too long. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to rub his face off, as you do. Just go wee and rub his nose off because I've got to shorten everything. It's a bit too long. Then I'll go here. I'm just going to take... Ooh, that's a bit doodah. A bit big. Now, I forgot which buttons undo. I'm just going to erase it because I still do it sort of pretty much traditional technique. No, not the Netherlands. You've got me. Well, you've got to be Northern Hemisphere. You've got to be the other side of the planet. Somewhere. The other side to me, anywho. That's looking a bit better. That's a little bit better. A little bit shorter. Italy? My brain's walking around the planet at the moment trying to figure it out. Yeah, that's better. That's a bit more of an angle there. Down here. 3 in the morning wherever you are. Okay, I'll figure it out. Okay, that's a little bit shorter. Maybe south. Oh, Asia? Somewhere in Asia? I'm going to drop that. I've got to draw his other ear too. His other ear, you can see his other ear on this side a little bit, like that. Not Italy. Oh. Okay, I give up. Where are you? Tell me I give up. I'm hopeless at guessing stuff, apparently. I've got a toolbox drawing thingy here next to me. It's like it helps me with all my I'm not having to tap the screen everywhere, but I forgot how to use it because it's been a while. I've got to get warmed up again. Africa! Wow, that's cool. That's very cool. I follow a few African channels. South African to be precise. Tarot card. Oh, gosh. Don't press that. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. Back, back, back. How do I undo? I forgot how to undo. How do I undo? Oh, is that undo? That's not undo. That's erase. Oh, go away. Go away. None. There we go. You've got to take the angle of that up a bit. Like that. And then erase again. Remember how to make my doodah larger, my nib. And I still basically use traditional tools. So this is a fountain pen tool. That's better. And you see it starts to, I keep looking at the picture and I measure parts of the animal against other parts to try and come up with the details, try and come up with the correct proportions. Now I've got to change this. Oh, that's the wrong button. I'll get there. Undo that. Get rid of that. I can't remember where undo is, so we'll just forget about it. Make me pen smaller. Now I'm looking at the angle. Why? Oh, erase. Okay. To make the angle a slight bit different. Might go since I'm wanting to go to sleep. Yeah, absolutely, Beanie. Thank you for hanging out for a little bit. Much appreciated. It's lovely to see you. Sleep well. Pleasant dreams. And thank you very much for popping in, Dale. Much appreciated. Pleasant dreams. And thank you very much, Lee. Okay, so then he's got his little looby lips. His flippy floppy lips. Come down like that. All right. I reckon that's okay. That's okay. His nose comes back a fraction more. All right. So that's the basic sort of shape done. I'm going to leave the background light. I'm going to have a look. Layers. I'm going to add a layer. This is where we'll see how this goes. I'm usually shit at doing layers. So this should be fun. Bella Chow, have a lovely day and a lovely lunch. Thank you. I shall do. You too. Well, you sleep well. Have a nice breakfast when you wake up. So I am going to make a brown, a tanny colour for this little dog, a ready tan. This little dog's fur. I'll go for a lighter tone. I'm going to treat it exactly like I'd treat a watercolour and name the dog after me. Okay, done. It's going to be Beanie. Beanie Beagle. Done. Oh, Bear. That's my dog, Bear. And I'm going to go with a brushy looking pen, like a heavier ink. And I'm going to start, let's have a look. Here we go. So I'll start with a light tone. And I'll just work my way. Eventually, I'll delete the underdrawing. So that'll disappear. And I can also see little bits that I'll need to adjust. I've got to bring his eye a bit closer to there. So I'm going to erase his eye. We'll erase his eye. Oh, got to go back a layer. Layers. Go back to that one. Then, no? Bugger. Okay, go that way. No. See, this is where I mess up. This is why it won't let me poopy head thing won't let me. I've got to just get rid of that. Why won't it let me erase properly? I should be able to just click on paint layer 1. Yeah, it should let me erase. Sort of erasing, but not really. That's fine. Hello, Jeremy. How are you? I'm very good, thank you. I am very good. Maybe I'll just do all that and then it'll let me. No, yes. Sort of, maybe. Not really. It's not letting me erase completely. That is so odd. So odd. Maybe if I merge those two. Can I do that? Well, that didn't work. Hang on. How do I? Oh, maybe if I lock that one, and then I can. Then I can erase that one. Is that letting me? Yeah, that. Oh no, it'll do. That'll do. Mostly let me erase it. Now I can unlock it. Hello.
Hey.
Oh, hello. What are you doing?
The other client sold their horse.
Oh, goodness gracious. That's like my family just got home. I'm streaming, Dale. Oh, so what happens now?
All done for the day.
Oh, seriously? Wow, okay.
Keep going on what you're doing.
Yeah. Did not expect that to happen. But that's okay. Family's home. All right, so I'm just changing his eye a little bit. That's a bit better. I like that angle a bit better, I think. Then, if I got that on the right layer, possibly, we'll soon find out, won't we? This is why I treat it traditionally, because I'm really shocking at remembering layers. But it doesn't matter. I'll get there. I'm out of practice at the moment. I took about a month off. Now I can colour in his fur again. I'll just colour this all around. That looks a bit better. And how's your day been, Jeremy? Come down to his ear there. I'll draw fur texture over the top. Whoops. I can't double tap. How do I undo? I forgot how to undo. Oh, that's brush size. Let's undo. I can't remember how to undo. There's got to be. I've got to remember how to undo. I've got to Google undo on toolbox. Undo on toolbox. Control Z on Max. I can do Control Z, can't I? Control Z and just do that. There we go. Look at that. That's better. I'm doing good. Thought I'd join while I draw as well. Awesome. Awesome. So what are you drawing, Dale? What are you working on? So now I'm just going to change the angle onto his ear slightly. As I see things as I go that need adjusting. I'm just going to bring that ear forward like that. There we go. Change my brush size again. All right. What are you doing, husband? I can see him outside. He's doing something at the back. I've got the window in front of me looking at the paddocks, and actually I've got to figure out, I must be able to drag and drop. I've got to remember how to do everything. I have to watch a couple of tutorials again. I've forgotten everything. It's been a while. So I'll just fill it in traditionally. Oh no, I know. I do this. I go paint bucket, and then there. And then it fills it. That's how you do it. Then I go back to the brush. Yay, remembered. Remembered. But then the opacity is weird. That's okay. I'll blend. How do I blend? That one. Go to my blending tool. Blend that. Soften those lines. Like that. I'm very rusty. doesn't matter. It just shows you that you can still use your natural, your traditional techniques. Then come down here, just blend all that, soften it all. Still leave that little highlight in front of the ear, like that. All right. Then he's got darker brown, so I go back to my colours. Actually, he's got a bit of that tan colour, comes down here on his back. So I will continue on with this for a second. Oops, what have I done? No? Why? Oh, no? Oh, because I've got the erase pen, that's right. Silly duffer. Okay. Come down here, like that. Got the brush, the blend pen, I mean, not erase, and do that. Just soften that colour in. Control Z, yep. I'm forgetting all the things. It's been a while. It's been a while. Very rusty. All right, lots has happened in the last little while. Life has got crazy. Forgot which spelling. Oh, that's okay. All good. I understood it. Undertale, alternate, multiverse. Ooh, cool. Cool, cool, cool. I'm going to go very dark here. It's almost a chocolate. I've got to keep it more of a brown than a purpley though. So that's that. And then I'm just going to mark that in. Just block that around where it looks darker. I probably need to use a different pen because it's not very dark and I want a dark. Let's go to brushes and have a look at digital. What do we got? What's that? I don't know what that is, but we'll try that. It's a bit more of a strong sort of a, I'll try that one. Ooh, that's dark. Okay, we'll stick with that. We'll go with that one because it's a nice dark, strong sort of a pen. Now, can I save that? How do I save it? Tag? No? No? How do I save that? I forgot how to save my brushes. Save you? I want to save you, brush. Oh, well, that's fine. I'll just remember it's digital. I really do have to watch a tutorial again, I think. Now I'm going to darken up his eyes, his pupil, like that. And it comes around. You see quite a lot of the white of his eye, like that. I'm just going to block the pupil in. Like that. And I'm going to go under his eye here just to strengthen that up. Like that. Brown off his nose a little bit. Oh, I like this pen. I've got to figure out, I've got to remember how to save it. Maybe I do just tag it. No? Oh no, don't want to do that. Hang on. I want to tag it. I want it to stay in my brushes. Not sure how. That's all right. So I really like this. This brush is nice. So I'm going to do just the shapes. I'm picking out shapes of the dark colours. I can drop the opacity on this because this will be a nice, I'll make his nostrils dark. Then I'll come around here. Like that, darken up this nostril. Then come around to the top of his nose like that. And that's basically blocked in the sort of shapes on his nose. Come down, draw furry texture to his lips. He's got quite dark lips underneath. Like that. And like that, looking at shapes, mostly the comic and references of the characters. Cool. Very cool. Right, I want to add that to favourites. How do I add it to favourites? Digital. Is that one? And then tag. Yeah. Doesn't matter. I'll figure it out again. Just a bit rusty. I'm going to make dark around his lips again. Coming down here. So again, looking at the shape, watching. I'm looking at. I've got the reference up on my PC at the moment, and I'd put it on my screen, but I don't quite know how to with Krita. I know on iPad, but I don't know how to with Krita. So for the time being, it's staying where it is. Yeah, he has got a lot of livery lips, floppy lips coming down here. That. And I'll do the fur texture coming down there in a minute. Now I'm going to go down onto his neck and add the darks where I can see those, like that. I've got a couple of dog portraits I've got to do actually. I've got to do Friend's Weimaraner, which is a gorgeous looking dog. They're amazing looking animals, Weimies. Now I'm going to drag and drop. Did you drag and drop? There we go. Just fill that in a little bit. Drop. Drop you poopy. There we go. You can see where I had all the scribbly lines. Oh, excuse me, Bear Bear. And then I'm going to go back to my favourites. Excuse me, Bear. Favourites. There we go. And I'm going to get my blendy dude. And then I'm going to blend that. Why aren't you blending? Well, you are sort of. Ugh. No, you're not. Why aren't you doing it? Go that one. Why is it that? It's doing weird stuff. Okay, you know what? We'll just go back to that other pen. Palette. No, not palette. Brush. Digital. Digital. And it was the top left. That one. Top right, I mean. I'll just do it. What have I done? Oh! I see what I've done. I haven't gone back to paintbrush. I'm an idiot, but there we go. Goodness gracious, great balls of cotton fluff. Make everything difficult, can't I? Special gift of mine it is. Being able to make things difficult. He's got the most beautiful texture on his fur, this dog. So I'm just going to block in. I'm not going to take it right to the bottom. I'll blend that out. How do I? Tag? New tag? Okay, there we go. And I go into favourites. Favourites. I hope that puts it in. A tag with, oh, cancel. Okay. Don't know. Doesn't matter. Okay, so get back to work. I'm going to go almost a black. I'm going to go super dark. I'll go down to the blues because then I get more of a pure black for his pupil. I'll just blot that in. I've still got to do all the highlights and everything. Do a little bit of that around the edge of his eye. Top of his lip. Go onto his nose as well. I'm going to drop the opacity. Which one's that? That one? Drop the opacity, the grey, onto his nose. Pop that in there like that. And then I'm going to blend. Go back to favourites. No, brushes. Favourites. And blend. Blend that in together. I'll just soften it all. That's better, like that. Okay. Now I'm going to make a light grey. I'll go to the yellows and make a light grey for almost white. We want almost. Just a little bit of a, go back more towards the oranges. Back to there, so it's not quite pure white. And I'll draw in his fur. Hi, doll. Oh, hey, Book.
All good?
Yep, all good. So I'm going to make the opacity up again. Just start to mark in his fur. I can add highlights back. I still might add a background. I'm not sure. But I don't know. I might not have to. I'm just going to fill in all around his face. I'm going to go to a line around, and I'm just going to colour drop the paint bucket. All around there, then it'll drop the paint in. Oops. Oh, everywhere. Undo, Control Z. There we go. Maybe I'll just hand do it. That's it. Oh, Control Z. There we go. Go back to the paintbrush. That's fine. I'll just draw it in. Just make it large. You might make my brush large so I can fill it in quickly. I'll add the fur textures over the top. This is just filling in the base. So this is exactly what I would do traditionally. I'm just working as if I would be working with a watercolour. Exactly the same. Because that's how I roll. Looks good, really good already. Thank you. Thank you. He's a lovely dog. He's got beautiful expression. That's why I thought, oh, just wanted to draw this little guy. I'll have to blend, and I'll do shadows and all of that jazz. Not worrying so much about layers today because I'm super duper rusty. So I'll probably do it all in one layer because that's how I roll. I think I've made him a bit thick. I've got to erase. See if it'll let me. Oh yeah, it'll let me. I've got to make him a bit narrower through there. It's narrower through there. He's not as heavy as I've made him. Not quite as big. So the more I do, the more I see. As I work through the colours and I start to get the details, I can see where I need to change things. Whoops. Control Z. Control Z. There we go. And, oh, hang on. I've got buttons on my doodah. Does that? That's not it. Does my pen do anything? I don't know. No, not really. I've got buttons on my pen, but it doesn't matter. I haven't set the pen for anything yet. I should set it to undo, shouldn't I? That would make sense, wouldn't it? Let's do that one day when I grow up. Goodness gracious. All right, come down here, fill all that in. I'm just going to let that blur out to the edge. I'm not going to worry about finishing it sort of perfectly. Now I'm just going to blend the bottom, soften those lines because I don't want them to be hard like that. I can blend that so that goes soft as well. Blend that all in together. Like that, and like that. There we go. Just soften everything. And I'll do the fur texture over the top. All right. Just soften it all. Ta-da! Like that. Blend that in. Then the fur goes over the top. Textures, all the fun bits. The after fun bits. Oh, I've got to draw his fur as furry bits over there. Because I've got all my layers merged, like all still open, I am not going to use that again. I'm go back up to that brush. Where's my other brush? Go back to digital, brush presets, digital, and I'm using the top right, that one. Whoop, boo, undo, Control Z. There we go. Make me doodah smaller. Make me pen smaller because. That, and then he's got looby lips that come down there and looby lips that come down there, and I didn't tan his ear, so I've got to go back to my tanny colour my light tanny colour, and I'll tan up that ear. I'll go back to a softer sort of a brush. Back to favourites, 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 there it is. And then I go to that top right one, which is more of a soft brush, pen, and I'll blend that in. Just blend it so I lose those excess marks. Okay, now I can see the ears are the right shape. Okay, I'm going to add a highlight to his eye because why not? He's got the most beautiful highlight on his eye. Go to that. Make my pen small. I could even erase back to it's going to take a couple of goes. Do that. Do the white into his eye as well, to his iris. I've got to do the tan around the edge. Now I've got to get a bright white. I don't know how the hell to get a bright white, but anyway, palette. Oh, there we go. Bright white. Okay. Right, I'm going to try erase to get the purest white. Then it takes me back to the white of the paper. Okay, now go back to a tan. He's got a golden tan in his eye. A bit richer than that. There we go. Back to my brushes. Back to that pen there. And I'm just going to draw in that tan around that edge. Oh, I keep pressing that. It's all my silliness. I'm going to actually get my dip pen, and that's a bit stronger to draw in the edges. I'm going to go back to my dark, my super dark. And I'm going to just soften up lines around his pupil and iris. Strengthen that a little bit. I'm going to add some lighter tans in there as well, like some yellowy almost, because he's got beautiful little flecks. I'm going to make that larger. How do I make my picture larger? Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. My opacity up. What button do I press? Nope, that's it. That's not it. I'll get there. Nope. That one. That one. Nope. That's the move it. The move it. How do I do that? That one. That's the one. Just scroll. So, oops. Undo. Control Z. And then I go back in with my soft. Nope, not that one. Go back to my other colours. Go back to that brown. Dark brown. Like that. Goes back to that yellowy colour. Pop that in there. His irisy bit comes right down to the bottom. Touches the bottom there. I'm going to blend now. I'm just going to blend this to soften it, to make my brush a bit smaller. Blend that so it doesn't look quite so hard. Like that. Just soften everything a little bit. Okay, now back to brushes, digital, that one. Make my pen a bit smaller. Just mark in again. Change the angle on his eye a little bit. Change his pupil back in there a little bit. Right. Just blend all that in. Like that. And then I've got to try and get pure white in there, just in a couple of spots. And I'll go to a yellow down there because he's got a bit of yellow in his pupil and around his iris. I'm going to blend the rest of that. Favourites. Favourites, where did it go? Go blend. I'm just going to soften that a fraction. Don't want it to be a hard line like that. All right, I'm going to zoom out a fraction. Have a look at that. All right. I'll fiddle with that a bit after. I'm going to go back to my ready browns now and start to work on fur texture. So I'll go back to more of a reddy brown. Back into the reds a little bit. That's better. And I grab like a little Reiki looking brush. What's your favourite dog? Cocker Spaniel. My grandma had Cocker Spaniels when I was little and she used to breed them and I adore them. Absolutely love them. I don't like that brush. Got to get that one maybe. Oops, that's a bit rougher. Have you got a favourite breed? Yeah, I love Cocker Spaniels. I've got Jack Russells at the moment, but they are hard work. They're proper little hunters. And they're not easy dogs. Well, luckily we live on a farm, but they're a little bit mad. They're a little bit mad and a little bit wild. I'm going to make my picture big again now. There we go. That's better. Drag it over. Oh, no, that's not going to let me drag it. How do I drag it? No. Remember, it'll come to me. That's not drag. I don't know how to drag it. How do I drag the picture? I did it before. I practiced everything before. It doesn't matter. It's all right. I'm just going to start to draw in fur texture. Just using a rough brush. And blue heelers. I love blue heelers. They're so loyal. I've had a blue heeler and a red heeler in my life and they've been wonderful, wonderful dogs. Again, a working breed here in Australia. They're a cattle dog. They're lovely dogs. But yeah, I'm partial to a spaniel. Very partial to a spaniel. So just remembering to follow the direction of the fur. And anywhere I see. How do I move that? I've forgotten how to move it. There's a way. How do I move it? That one? No. No. Ooh. Undo. Nope. That's the angle. I did it before. Maybe it's that one. No, it's not that one. That one. Nope. That's the sideways. Oh, there we go. Let's hold that button on the left. There we go. Got it. That's better. Ah, that's not a race. Control Z. Oh, I tell you what, this is a lesson on how not to do things, isn't it? Okay. So now I'm going to go back to. I'm going to draw some detail on his nose. Now I can start to add little highlights in. So I'm going to make opacity full, and then I'm going to brush in the lighter fur texture over the top of all this grey. That doesn't look real. What's going on there? Hang on, I'm going to blend that bit. What have I done with my layers? I need to go back to my layers. Go there. Blend that. Blend you silly thing. Is that because I've got my brush too small? There we go. Just want to blend everything a little bit. There we go. I can draw the fur. back to my palette. There. You're doing brushes. Go back to digital. That one. There we go. And draw. Make it a bit bigger. Why is it not my layers? What is going on with my layers? If okay. I can see what layers what I've done on what layers. So what have I done there? I got that on the wrong layer. Oh well. There we go. Figured it out. I'm working it out. Okay, so now I'm going to add the highlight, the lighter on top. And the fur texture. Put that into his eye as well because he's got a beautiful triangle just there. That. Lights at the top. I might give him a different background. He probably does need like a soft coloured background. So yeah, I do exactly the same as if I'm doing traditional. I work light to dark, or work layers top to bottom. I'm actually not working light to dark, I'm working dark to light at the moment. But I do my base layer and then I do my detail layers. I do my drawing, my base, and then detail in that order. So that's how I do all my art, traditionally, digitally, all of the above. Because I have that process every time with every piece. Drawing, base, detail. Add a little highlight in there, I'll blend that out later. Just looking at shapes, colour shapes at the moment, and that comes right down. This comes right down under his ear there, like that, because he's got jowly bits. And then come down here, like that. You can see he'll start to take shape now. Everything starts to come together when you start to add your colours and your highlights and your darks and your bits, all your bits. Just following the direction of the fur. I'll blend that in a minute. I like the huskies, but I can't handle dogs. Oh my God, huskies are hard work. One of our neighbours, when I was younger, had a pair of huskies, and we used to ride our horses, and he'd ride his bike and have the two huskies pulling him, and we'd do a 15-kilometre, which is about a 7-mile lap, with us galloping on our horses and his dogs keeping up, and they still needed more exercise. They still escaped because they were running dogs, like they were just bred to run. They're a lot of work. But yeah, he took them at 15 k's a day, or 7.5 miles or so a day, every day with us and our horses, and we were going fast. And yeah, his dogs kept up, but they still kept escaping and running. They were a lot of work, but gorgeous to look at. But yeah, they're too much work for me, and too hot here in Australia for them too. It's much too hot. It's cruel, like, because you can't clip them because they're double coated. So it's just too hot for them. In summer it's terrible when we get, the 40+ degrees and stuff. Digital favourites. I'm just going to add this fur all the way, softer brush around. Blend that in. Oh, I keep pressing the buttons. Silly duffer. Okay, I rest my hand on the screen. Even though I've got a glove on, it still has pressure sensitivity. and it picks it up. And I love the look of an Afghan. My auntie had an Afghan hound, and they are stunning dogs, but very arrogant, very arrogant temperament. Yeah, my auntie had one and she was very aloof, but magnificent to look at. And I do love beagles. Any sort of retrieving dog I love. Retrievy, hunty. I really am a hunter type person. Working dog type. All right, so I can blend all that now a little bit. I'm going to go back to a slightly, oh no, I'm not, I haven't done this yet. I've got to do the fur down here. I've got to come down, draw the directions of the fur because it comes right down. It can be rough at the moment because I want it to look painterly as well. Don't want it to look like a photograph. It's not a photograph, it's a drawing. If you want a photograph, take a photograph. I want my drawings to look painterly. So you can still look at them. Even though they're digital, you can see the strokes still. You can look at it and analyse it, and because I love doing that with art, seeing how people have done things. Okay, so now I'm going to get a slightly, actually no I'm not, how am I going to do that? I'm going to go back to my brush presets, back to my advanced colour palette, and I am going to go back to that golden colour, and I'm going to go an even brighter orangey colour and add another layer of fur. Now start to build up all the layers of colour. Slowly, slowly. And add textures a little bit. I can see anywhere I can see highlights, and I'm just looking at shapes. Just looking at shapes. It's quite light along this side of his ear. Coming down here. Light on this ear. Keep forgetting that ear over there. Can't forget that ear over there. Down here. Draw the fur in this lower part of this ear. Okay, draw some fur in on there. Now I start to add the texture down to his shoulder. He's had a bit of fur coming down here as well. Like that. All right, having a quick look. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my browns. Come in here, just block in a little bit of fur detail. Coming around his muzzle, around his nose like that, onto his little chinny bit, onto his mouth under there, a little bit under there. All right, having a look. Comes down here. You start to get three-dimensionality to it. Takes a little while, but you get there. Just got to persevere. Persevere. Keep going the direction of the fur. I'm going to blend that a bit. Now I'm going to go to my softening doodah, my soften blendy brush. Just like a cotton bud or a Q-tip, I think you guys call them. I'm just going to blend the edges. Just blend edges a fraction. I don't like those hard big lines. Okay, soften that one right there. Like that. Okay, having a look. Now I'm going to blend all of this, soften it. I've got some hard lines. Get rid of the hard lines. All right. So I'm going to go into those colours again, the light browns. I'm going to go back to a greyish brown. Back to the soft brush. And I can drop the opacity too. That'll make it a lighter tone of the same colour. Oh, fun? Oh, yeah. So blend that down. You can see starting to get detail. Just got to be patient, persevere until you get your layers. And like when I say layers, I'm doing this all on one digital layer. I'm not having 3 or 4 layers or 5 layers. I'm basically treating it exactly how I would traditional. Okay. I could never? Yeah, you could. Sure you could. Of course you could. Have every faith in you, kiddo. Come down there. Get this shadow in. This is where his chesty bit goes. I'm going to darken up under his gullet, under here. Like that. Having a quick look. I'm just looking at all the shapes. He's got swirls that go in all different directions. His fur just goes a million different ways. I'm going to now go to a darker of the same. How do I do that? I'm going to go make it dark, like that. I don't like that. Undo. What am I going to do? How am I going to do that? Okay, so I'm going to go back to a reddy brown. Make it a lot redder. That's better. A bit more red. Need it to be a bit more red than that even. There we go. A bit stronger. I've got to get a bit gutsy with my reds. Get a bit gutsy with my reds. Reddy browns. And now I'm going to start to add in depth. So that comes around following the direction of the fur, and I'm just using a rough sort of a brush that's got a texture to it. Come down and around here. Darken up all of this. Like that. I've got to darken up. I'll go back to make the brush smaller, and I've got to go around his eye. Do his little eyebrow. It's got darker tones, stronger tones in around his eye corners, and it's a bit darker just around there. You just start to look for your shadows and your shapes. And the more you do, the more you'll see. I'll add a little bit of dark up here. He's got a little bit of dark down here. Bit more red maybe, but I'll go over that again with another layer. Bit of dark under here, coming down to his ear. Sort of joins up with his ear, remembering to go the direction of the fur, like that. Little bit of reddy brown on top there. Got to blend that in there. A little bit of fur texture around there. Doesn't have to be exactly like the reference. I'm sort of changing it up a little bit. I'm going to add some real red, some real reddy brown, some really strong reddy brown, because he does have a lot of strongy reddy brown. So I'm going to add that in now. Lift him up a bit, give him a bit of zing. Bit of zing. He needs a little bit of zing. Like that. Come around. Just draw those in. I can make my brush a little bit bigger. See the marks a bit easier. Then I can go over the top again with more highlights as I need to. A bit more strength of the red just down through there. A little bit more strength of the red there. A little bit on top of his other ear, like that. Come down and around here. All right. Take a bit of that red down here under his neck, like that. Now I'm having a look. Okay, a little bit of hair, red hair around there, back of his eye, like that. He's starting to come together. I like the cool looking breeds like Doberman, German Shepherds, Border Collies, Dalmatians. Yeah, they're lovely. They are lovely. I like the smaller dogs, I have to say. I do like the smaller dogs that can sit on your lap. And I like taking my dogs everywhere with me. And I like having a couple of dogs. So I have pairs of dogs. I've always had one or two. I've always had two, never had just one. So they've always got company. All right, now I'm having a quick look. I'm going to go back into my white now and add a little bit of fur, just gently lighten some of the fur around. We'll start to get a little bit of texture and his fur looking like fur, which is always a good thing. I've got to add his dots for his whiskers. So I'm going to go back to my watercolour brush. Just add his little whisker dots. He's got gorgeous little whisker dots. That also helps to give them the realism. Whoops, I don't like that. Undo. Way too harsh looking. Like that. Hello, Connie. How are you? How are you going? I'm just working on my beagle. Just getting into the fun detail parts now. Adding a little bit of texture, getting a little bit of life happening. Just a little. Trying anyway. Very trying. Okay, now he does have some darker hair. Coming down here, sort of a darker grey. And how's your day been, Connie? I'm going to add, oh, no, I'm not. I'm just going to leave that the same size. Just add a little bit of texture around. He's got darker greys down here. Like that. And I can see he's actually got a little bit of grey in the edges of his white bits around his eye. That all helps to give him life. Make him look a bit more lifelike. And I've got to go back to his nose because I've jumped around to all the fun bits. I'll do the dark down here. Give him some dark fur coming down his neck. What krita version are you using? I have no idea. How can I tell? I honestly don't know. It updated this morning, so whatever it is, is what I'm using. So it's whatever the latest update is. I'm very not knowledgeable about stuff like that. Yeah, I updated it this morning. So whatever that is. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, Connie. But and I'm very new to krita. I've only been using it for a few months, and I had a month off. I haven't drawn for a month or so. So I'm very still a noob. And finding my way. So this is all on one layer. I haven't done multiple layers. I've got a drawing layer and a base and a colour layer. That's all. I tend to treat my digital very traditionally because I have no idea what I'm doing. And that's the safest bet, is to just do with what I know. So this is exactly as if I would draw with pen, ink, watercolour. It's exactly how I would do it traditionally. I'm doing nothing different, which is fun because it's nice to know that I can do that. And still, because I love the freedom of digital, I can get much nicer colours, much more strength in my colours, which makes me very happy. I'm going to go black, back to my black. I'm going to go to favourites, digital, get that harsh brush. It's a really strong one. And I'm going to fill in. I was going to do something. What was I going to do? Oh no. Oh, his nose. That's what I was going to do. Now I've got to add the white around. Actually, no, I'm not going to use my dip pen. I'm going to go back to my favourites. And I tend to use the brushes I use in real life. So I'm going to go back to, what have I done? Oh, erase. So ooh, that's way too big. Go back, undo, Control Z. I love undo, I have to say. Whoop, and I did that. We'll go back. There we go. There we go. Love the freedom that gives me with undo. And I can get such richness of colour, and I can get an oil painting effect without having to wait for weeks and months for things to dry. So it's the absolute perfect answer to all my dreams, this critter. It's absolutely the answer to all my dreams when it comes to art. Absolutely. All right. We're done up there. He's got lighter hair coming around. Can do a few light hairs coming around his muzzle, down onto his chin. He's got quite a bit of white fur just down under here. And highlight down here. I'm going to do a background, but I'm not going to do it in the way you'd think I would. I'm just trying to think, what's the complementary colour? I haven't got my colour wheel. Complementary colour to yellow to a red is blue. So I might do a blue background. But I'm just going to do it all on one layer because I'm shocking at doing that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to do it all on one layer. Go to a blue. Nice blue like that. That'll do. Then I'm going to go, I'll just do the background. Is it going to let me do it? I'm going to do this. See if it'll... Oh, okay, we won't do that. Undo. Control Z. I'll just paint it in, shall I? Let's do that. So I'm just going to grab that brush that I was just using. Go back to digital. Go digital. Go to that strong one. And I'm just going to colour around him. I'm going to get rid of that. Go back to my paintbrush. Oops, nope, not that one. Undo. Undo. Control Z. And I'm going to make that huge, like that. And I'm just going to fill in as if I would drawing traditionally. Because, yeah. Just, yep. Because that's why. I'll work my way in closer as I get... yeah, so still be on one layer. Because that's how I roll. But I think you needed a little bit of contrast. And in background, it's always a good idea. You go with like the base colour, whatever the most colour on your picture is, you use that. You go to the opposite side of your colour wheel, and that's the complementary colour. And that will nearly always match and make it look okay. I'm going to undo that bit because I made a mess there. Hang on. Undo. There we go. And you can use whatever the complementary colour is. Will nearly always make a nice background. Like that. There we go. That makes him stand out a little bit more, doesn't it? Whee! Around there. So how to do a digital painting in traditional style. That looks a bit hard, so I'll just blend those edges. So now I'm going to go to my favourites. No, I'm not. I'm going to go back to, yes I am going to go back to favourites. To get into the closer to the edges. Go to that brush. I can come, oh, undo. Make my brush little. Make my brush little. Then I can come into these edges. Just tidy up these little edges that I've missed. like that and get the shapes back. Then I'll draw a little bit of fur along the outside. That'll rough that up, make it look a bit better. Like that. Come around those edges, cut right in like that. All right. Then come down around his lippy bits. Just cut that in like that. Okay, having a look. I quite like that. I've got to come just down there a bit. There we go. Just having a look if I missed anything. No, I don't think so. I can tidy up bits of fur texture anyway. Now I'm going to soften. I'm just going to blend the bottom out because I still want it to be a hazy, soft, blendy bottom. Everyone needs a blendy bottom. Oh, like that. Press all the buttons and just soften that off like that. I can blend all that fur a bit too. That doesn't hurt. Blend all that back a bit. There we go. So he's got a background now. I might even give him a slight. No, I'll leave it. I like that. It's okay. So now, what am I going to do now? I'm going to fur up around the edges of him a little bit. So I'll go back to my other brush. I'm going to go. What colour am I going to use? I'm going to go back to the reds. Go into back to my reddy browns. I'm going to go a deeper red, a deeper, darker red. Just to add a little bit more texture around. The more colours, it really helps. The more sort of colours within the same colour, so reds, so reddy browns, go to darker reds, stronger reds, and it gives you so much more interest in your artwork. But you don't change colours necessarily, you just change tones within the colour, so you get stronger, brighter, darker. And it just makes things come to life a bit more. I'm going to take this fur around, just looking at the picture. I'm going to add some bright yellows and stuff towards the end. I can add fur texture around the outside edges now too, where I've just made it look a bit hard, where I've got the border, the outline. She does have furry texture around the edge of the ear, like that. Come down the bottom there, soften the bottom of that ear. She's got longer hair at the bottom of the ear there. Like that. Now I'm having a look here. I'm going to do a bit darker coming down the underside of that ear. That's in shadow under there, that bit. Like that. It's got a bit of that reddy brown on the back fur. I'm just going to jaggedy up the edges so she's not so flat on her outline. Like that. She's such a pretty dog. And I do like that blue with the background. Okay, having a quick look. I'm going to add some dark. Oh no, I'm not. Hang on. I'm going to come under here. I'm going to drop my opacity right down and add. She's got like a little smudgy bit under her lips, under there. So just to add that in like that. A little bit of a smudgy bit there. There's bright white in this part. So I'm going to go back to my digital, get the strong brush. Now, bright white coming down here. It's going to do squiggles, little circles. A bit of bright white there. A bit more bright white just up here. I'm going to have to get more contrast under here, so I'm going to go back to the softer greys. Now, where's my palette? I'm going to go back to maybe a bluey grey. Brush and favourites. Go to my soft brush. Actually, I'll make it a bit more blue, a bit more of a bluey grey. Just in here. And draw the fur texture. Just need a little bit more contrast. Just a little. I hope that's not strong enough. There we go. Oh, I see what I've done. I'm in duffer. Bring the opacity back up. Now it's going to be dark. There we go. That's better. Strengthen some of these shadow areas. I need to get the contrast. Get the contrast happening. Like that. The grey coming through here as well. Starting to come together. He's got lots of fur texture coming down and around. Whoops, none. Like that. Quite long fur. So draw the strokes in. Like that. For his fur. Yeah, because I'm streaming, doll. Because I'm up in the office streaming. No, not yet. No, that's all right. You can talk. That's my husband. He's got home from work early. Do you know how to use the enclose tool? I'm having problems doing it. The enclose tool. No. Because you need to know your layers really well. The enclosed one's where you block a bit off and you can move it. Is that the one you're talking about? Is that the one where you block it and you put a square around it and you pick it up and you can move it? You've got, like, that's, yeah. I'd have to merge all my layers into one to be able to do it. I'm still very much learning, mate. Are you on the krita .com, their website? Go to krita website. They have questions at Q&A. They are brilliant. They are super duper helpful. I joined immediately. So, but you can ask any questions and they are so helpful, and there's always someone online to help you. So I highly recommend joining the krita website. It's nice and easy. Yeah, no, I'm shocking. I'm still very much a beginner at it too. So what was your traditional, so you come from a traditional background? I'm guessing, a bit like myself. And I used, my very first digital stuff was iPad, which is so much more Jenny friendly, so much more basic, very intuitive. So it's been a bit of a learning curve, but I like the detail I can get here better on krita. I like the pen. I like the pen to feel like a real pen, hence doing more of this. It's going to get a bit more contrast around the whiskers on his little face. Yeah, I'd love to be able to help you, Dale, but I'm a shocker. Yeah, I'm starting to get the contrast now. Fair up there. I'd have a go, but I'd probably mess it up. I found a channel on YouTube that does really good tutorials on krita. So if you Google krita tutorials, it's a couple, a man and a woman who, like a pair that they both do different styles of art, but they do tutorials, and it's fantastic. They're really helpful. I don't like the other eye. See, now it looks like he doesn't have an eye, but he does, but it's down here. Do I need to lift the angle on his nose a little bit, maybe? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to make something up so it looks right. Digital. Go back to there. I'm just going to draw the other eye in, even though it doesn't exist. It just looks, I just realised how strange it looks without the other eye. So I'm just going to blend that. Favourites, blend that. And then, so he's got at least a little bit of an eye. Just a little. And I'll go back to my pens. I'll go back to favourites, and I'm going to go to my fountain pen. I'll just draw in pupil, like that. I'll draw a little bit of an eyebrow, like that. I'll go back to the white. Draw a little highlight, where it would be. A bit of that brown, go to a softer brush. Try and mimic what I've done on the other side a little bit. Doesn't have to be exact. And I've got to draw some fur texture, so I'll go back to the white there. I'll fur texture up there, because that blends that back into the other side of his face. Whoops, today's none, go away. There we go. That just gives him a little bit of detail around there. Not a lot. Don't want it to draw too much attention. But add the fur, go back to my dip pen, add the fur around there. Give him a little bit more brown. There we go. Bit of that reddy brown around his nose. I've got to add like white dots, because he's got lots of little texture bits around his nose, like that. And go over the top with a black. Go back to a strong pen. Favourites, digital. Back to there. It's going to darken up inside his nostril. Super dark in there. Super dark coming down there. Make it a bit narrower. Slightly change the shape just a fraction. Soften up that edge. Like that. Okay. Blend that. Now you can see I'm getting into the darkest darks now. Darkest darks. And this is sort of final touches. Keeping it simple. Now I've got the desired effect. He looks correct. And he still looks like a drawing. Got to draw his whiskers. He's got to have his whiskers, so I'm going to go back to my fountain pen. Favourites, fountain pen, make my brush teeny tiny, and then draw his eyelashes. He's got eyelashes there. He's got eyelashes there. Like that. And he's got white whiskers. I'm going to do them black on his nose. Draw them coming out of sides like that. They're very faint. You can only just see them. Might do a few white ones as well. I'm going to go to a stronger pen. I thought that would work. Hang on. There we go. And just give him little whiskers around the bottom. Whiskers around the bottom edge of his fur. Because they do have lots of little whiskery bits. Like that. Soften up the fur around the top of his head. Like that. And I reckon I am going to sign him. I'm going to sign him. And I'm going to sign him in a dark blue. And I'm going to call that done. So that is a simple one layer picture of a beagle. So, hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will be back tomorrow to do more. I have no idea what I'm going to do, but I'll be back tomorrow to do some more on my critter. I might watch a video or two on how to do it because I'm a bit rusty. I'm just going to do a little tidy up. Got to do a little mark around his ears, just a little bit of highlight around his ears. But I'll be back tomorrow with some more art for you. So thank you for hanging out, everyone. Have an awesome day, night, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I will see you all